much. And thank you all so much for tuning in to Lessons from the Bible. And we want you to know that we appreciate it and hope that by tuning in to these lessons each Lord's Day, that you will benefit, that you can gather something from these lessons that will help you to be a better person. If you know of anyone who would like to study the Bible, it may be in your home, or if you would like to study the Bible through the mail, we can do that as well. All you have to do is just let us know, and you can do that by giving us a call at 216-5856. Let me invite you to the services of the Lucas Street Church of Christ. Their worship service begins at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, and they are situated where you can either go inside the building if you like, or you can sit out in your car and you can tune in to 101.9 and you can listen to the sermon there, and they will come out and give you the Lord's Supper and also give you an opportunity to give. I would love to have you to come and to be with us at the Swancott Church of Christ. Our worship service begins on Sunday at 11 o'clock each Sunday morning, and also on Wednesday night we meet again at 7 o'clock for a period of Bible study, and we would love to have you to come and to be with us. So if the opportunity presents itself, then please come and be with us there at the Swancott Church of Christ. We want to send our sympathy out to the Jones and Houston family in the death of Antoine, I believe that's his name, passed away. And so we just want that family to know that they are in our prayers, and we will be praying for them. I'm sure it's always very difficult when you lose someone that is close to you. And of course this was a young man as well. But just keep the Jones and the Houston family in your prayers. This morning, I want us to look at some paradox of the cross. Now, a paradox is something that when it first appears, when you think about it just from a simple standpoint, is a statement that appears to be contradictory on the surface or opposed to common sense, but yet it is true nevertheless. Let me repeat that again. A paradox is a statement that appears to be contradictory on the surface or opposed to common sense, but it is true nonetheless. In the Bible, it's full of paradoxes, and I want us to consider some on the cross. But before I look at some of the paradox of the cross, I want us to look at some examples of paradox that we use in our day and time. For an example, you might say, well, we have bigger houses and smaller family. Well, you might look at that and say, well, why would you need a bigger house today if you have smaller families today? Or you might say we spend more and have less. Or you might say we have more experts than we ever had before, but yet we have more problems. So that's just to kind of give you an idea of a paradox. But we want to look at those paradoxes of the cross. Number one, we see that Jesus Christ came to this world that we may go to heaven. What a wonderful thought it is to think about the fact that Jesus Christ left his home in glory to come to this sinful earth that you and I might go to heaven. Deity left heaven and came to this world so that mankind might have the opportunity to go to heaven. And if Jesus Christ had not come, then you and I would not have an opportunity to go to heaven. The Bible tells us in the book of 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 15, and this is what it says. This is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptation, that Christ Jesus came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. So we have Paul saying, Jesus Christ came to this world to save sinners. In other words, Christ came into this world so that you and I might have an opportunity to go to heaven. And that is the only way that you, me, or anyone else can make it to heaven, is because of Jesus Christ coming and giving his life. And there are so many people that don't even appreciate the fact that Christ came to this world so that we might go to heaven. And I say that because if we really and truly appreciate the fact of Jesus Christ coming into this world so that we can go to heaven, then we would be willing to obey him. But there are so many that is not obeying the gospel of Jesus Christ. But Christ came to this world that we might go to heaven. Here's another paradox of the cross, and that is Jesus Christ was born of woman that we may be born of God. We hear a lot of talk today that you must be born again. You must be born of God. And that's true. But if Jesus Christ was not born of woman, there would be no way that we could be born of God. Jesus was born of the Virgin Mary. He was both human and divine. Galatians chapter 4, verses 4 and 5 teaches us that, but when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law. Notice that. To redeem those who were born under the law. So Christ was born of woman so that you and I can be born of God. And Jesus' birth fulfilled many prophecies in the Old Testament. One in particular is Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 14. Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Jesus. So
let us break bread together on our knees. Yeah. Let us break bread together on our knees.